Conor McGregor's UFC 329 return is loading up fast, but the big change on this card has nothing to do with him. Big news out of UFC 329, and if you are excited to watch Gable Steveson kick off the main card next month, you might want to sit down for this one. The Olympic gold medalist is still locked in to face Elisha Ellison inside the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on July 11th. That part of the plan hasn't changed. What has changed is exactly where his Octagon debut lands on the card. Steveson was originally set to open the main card for what's shaping up to be one of the biggest events of the year, headlined by the long-awaited return of Conor McGregor. But the promotion has shuffled things around. In Steveson's place, fans will now get King Green versus Terrence McKinney kicking off the main card instead. And honestly, that's not a bad consolation prize at all. Both of these lightweights are known for throwing caution to the wind and swinging for the fences, so there's a real chance this fight opens the show with fireworks. This change actually came out during the broadcast of UFC Vegas 119, just before Manel Kape finished Geathje Horiguchi in the main event. As for Steveson, the UFC hasn't said exactly where his fight landed, only that it's been pushed down to the preliminary card. But given how much hype is following this heavyweight into his pro debut, don't be shocked if he still lands a featured prelim slot. It would honestly be surprising to see a fighter with this much buzz buried any lower than that. And here's something worth keeping an eye on. Back in March, the UFC aired part of UFC 326 simultaneously on CBS and Paramount+, a first for the promotion. If they're looking to run that experiment again, putting Steveson in one of those broadcast slots feels like an easy call for the company. We'll keep you posted as more details on the final UFC 329 lineup come in. Justin Gaethje just unified the lightweight title, and Israel Adesanya already has an opinion on who should be next. Gaethje forced a corner stoppage against Ilia Topuria in the 4th round to capture both belts. And ever since, the conversation has shifted toward a possible clash with the returning Conor McGregor at UFC 329. But speaking on Demetrius Johnson's YouTube channel, Adesanya threw a different name into the conversation. He admitted a Justin versus McGregor fight would do bigger business, but in his eyes, the more interesting matchup on paper is Justin against Arman Tsarukyan. Adesanya put it simply, a fight with Conor sells more, but technically Tsarukyan is the guy who's earned the next shot, and that matchup would be wild to watch. Tsarukyan has been vocal about wanting that title shot for months, and hearing this take from a former 2-time champion only adds fuel to that fire. Still, Adesanya understands why the promotion might hold off. The UFC loves a story they can sell, whether that's a grudge match with McGregor or a rematch with Max Holloway, and he expects that fight to happen before the year is out.
After working with him on the outside, when you're looking in, yes, he's a streamer, he's making great money, doing all that stuff, but behind the sheets, underneath the sheets, my man Arman, he's out there putting in work. You just don't, you just see him whooping everybody's Real American freestyle. So I think he needs a shot before it. But if Justin Gaethje, UFC is going to do what they're going to do. UFC might be like, all right,
how they run their game.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's going to be Justin's fighting the winner of Max versus Conor McGregor, and it's like, all right, well, fuck, just
that'll sell more. That'll sell more.
Yeah,
I would say sell because Conor sells.
Yeah,
so that would sell.
Yeah.
But Arman should. I'm glad you said he's still in it. He's still trading. He's not just around. And when it's time to lock in, he would lock in. But technically, yes, he should be the next guy to fight Justin. That would be a crazy fight. But the UFC likes the narratives they can create, and the one with Conor or Max, a revenge match with Max would be, that would be insane. They'll probably do it at the end of the year.
If they did it, I mean,
if they did it,
I don't know.
Justin Gaethje isn't chasing a bigger purse for his next fight. He wants the UFC to set him up for life. After back-to-back title wins this year, Justin has already confirmed he's taking the rest of 2026 off. Plenty of people think this is the perfect time for him to walk away as champion, but retirement isn't really what's on his mind. He's already turned down an offer from Arman Tsarukyan to fight after June 14th, but on Joe Rogan's podcast, Justin opened up about a different kind of deal he'd actually be interested in. Rogan told him staying active as champion is how he cashes in on the belt. Gaethje pushed back, saying he deserves to be paid for what he's already done, not for what's coming next. His words were blunt. He shouldn't have to fight again just to get paid. He pointed to UFC 300, UFC 324, and now this latest performance, saying the promotion needed someone to deliver in those moments, and he came through every single time. His real ask isn't a bigger check, it's equity. Justin wants the UFC to build a company around him and hand him a real stake in it, passive income for a career that's already earned him 17 post-fight bonuses across 16 appearances inside the octagon.
in a place where it's like I deserve to be compensated for what I have done.
100%.
Not for what I'm going to do, or I shouldn't have to fight next to be UFC 300, UFC 324, and now this. Those are the biggest stages that the UFC needed somebody to do something phenomenal, and they picked me every single time, and I delivered. I wasn't the main event of UFC 300, but co-main event still stole the show, even though I lost. And so I think I need to be compensated for what I've done. If I'm talking about the UFC should make a company and give me equity in that company, and so I can build passive income like that. Like, I'm not saying that's what.
Have you talked to them about something?
No,
like that?
no. I would. I've never asked. Luckily, I have a personal assistant now, so she asks for things for me. But I've never been the guy that asks for.
Islam Makhachev is one win away from history, and Machado Garry says he's the man who stops it. With his win over Jack Della Maddalena, Makhachev tied Anderson Silva for the longest winning streak in UFC history. One more victory against Garry on August 15th at UFC 330, and he stands alone at the top. It's also a rematch of sorts for a much bigger rivalry. Conor McGregor and Paul Hughes have both tried and failed to give Ireland a win over Dagestan inside the octagon, and Garry wants to be the one who finally gets it done. In a new Instagram video, Garry broke down exactly why he believes he's different from everyone Makhachev has already beaten. He pointed to his height, his reach, his speed, and his ability to manage distance, tools he says Makhachev has simply never faced before. He didn't hold back either, saying flat out that he plans to put Makhachev away in brutal fashion. He's not worried about the grappling side of things either. Garry says if Makhachev does take him down, he wants the chance to prove he can scramble back up and shut the offense down completely.
I mean, dude, I don't think Islam has a lot of weaknesses. He's never fought someone as long and tall as me. He's not fought someone as fast as me. He's not fought someone who has the distance management, the boxing capabilities, the head movement that I did, but also the takedown defense. He might get me down. I hope he does, because I want to prove to the world that he can't submit me. I want to prove to the world that I can get back up. I want to prove to the world that I can beat him in his own world. I don't care how long he's trained in that area. I don't care if he's an internationally recognized master of Sambo or not. I'm going to bounce him on his skull. I'm going to take his title. I'm going to take his throne. And I'm going to finish that consecutive win streak. And I'll always be the guy that stopped history from happening.
That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.